You know,
How many?
I'm
guessing that
3 people, and then if you lose,
it's a 4-bar job. From our Column 101 class freshman.
As you kind of get further into the albums, there's like a lot. Wait, so like,
this is what's gonna happen.
So yeah, it would just be Holden and Quasi. That would be the only
No,
characters.
you can keep everyone else. It's just, what have you guys been doing for right night?
Who wants to go first?
Wow.
I'll go first.
my name is Ben. I am a senior at Roger Williams, and I've been part of Right Night since the beginning. I'm one of the founders, and I work on the creative project Topestra.
So, Topestra's going good. I was literally working on it today.
I thought you were about to say Tepestra's going down, and I was like,
No.
Topestra is my book series that I'm working on. It's been in the works since my freshman year of high school, 2017, over 3,000 days I've discovered recently since I started the project. It's like my dream series that I always wanted to exist in the world, and I'm bringing that to fruition because I love writing.
I started working on the new draft. I had started a few pages, and then I didn't like the direction it was headed, so over the weekend I made it a big change. I just started a document and started writing, and I came up with something that I think is cool.
And my goal, I'll say it here on camera, is to be a New York Times bestselling author. Every single book that I write in that series, and hopefully beyond. And I'm not going to stop until I make that dream happen. I've been slowly, I wrote the end of draft 2 over the summer. It was the first time in my life that I got focused. Because of the conversations we've had at Right Night, we've been able to do so much trial and error, and we tell each other what we've done so we don't all have to make the same mistakes. So if I make a mistake, then I'll tell Jack and Aiden and everybody else, and then they'll be like, oh, noted, maybe I don't have to do that. And so I found a rhythm that worked for me. I wrote 5 pages every single day this summer, no matter what, until I was done with the draft. And now I have this physical thing that I can base everything else off of.
And Aiden and I brainstormed in the car about how the prologue, instead of being something that Carla's doing, is going to be Amber's childhood, a few moments from her childhood, where there's an adventurer that comes through and shows her how cool the world can be. And I was fleshing that out today, and so I had this page of notes that actually I can read it to you guys pretty quick, that I think sums it up well.
Freshman year is a lot of brainstorming and figuring out how to put the pen to the paper, what that looks like, and talking with our friends about everything. And then sophomore year, we all, dynamics change, of course, as college goes on. And I took a step back from Right Night. I attended probably 1 out of every 3 for a while. Internally, though, I couldn't place that feeling at the time. We started talking in circles a little bit, and it may not have been as helpful as I was wishing it was. So it was interesting, those check-ins less frequently. And Jack and Aiden, thank God that they kept it going when I took that step back. I wish that I could have done it a little differently. If I could go back in time and change it, where I would have been a little more present and been able to understand what that feeling was and vocalize it. And I also didn't think, for some reason, that you guys would be open to that change. I was scared of that change. Over time, Right Night did just kind of evolve. It became something that wasn't every week, but when we needed it, we would call the meeting into action. And that brings us to now. It's a lot less frequent, but when it happens, it's great. And we're all so familiar with our stories and worlds, and we're so supportive of each other and encouraging. And attendance at Right Nights is fantastic now. We drop everything to be at them usually. When we know each other's stories that well, and we have all of the we are so encouraging and critical in good ways, constructively critical, it takes the level of the interaction up even further, and we're able to share ideas talk in this almost other language that I'm sure if somebody didn't know us, just came to Write Night, they'd be like, what are they talking about? And have so many questions, but we just know at this point. And that's really cool to have. It's cool to have supporters and feel like your friends are in the corner.
You're a little more like hooked into, actually you care about her a lot more through this, and you're more hooked into what she's doing. And then when Carla will burst through the window in a couple chapters, you won't have met Carla before, so that'll be a total surprise. That's the goal. That's what we discussed. Most of that was like over the past week, and so it's just starting back up and realizing that I have a lot more writing to do before editing is coming.
Yeah.
Being a teenager, you're at a stage psychologically where you really want to fit in, and making a book makes you stand out quite a bit. So also figuring out who I wanted to be in the world and accepting the fact that wanting to be an author wasn't necessarily cool, but it was cool to the people that mattered to me. And it helped me figure out who my friends were, because they were often the ones that took the most interest in the project to begin with. And even if they didn't care about reading, they cared about me and supporting me, and that made a world of difference. So that actually helped in that way. I've never thought of it like that before. People are interested in your story, your personal story, of course, when they know you and they interact with you and they see you. And nothing can make them love the story that you write except for it being genuinely good and them having enough time to sit down and enjoy it and prioritize sitting down and enjoying it. I want whoever's watching this to know that it's in your hands. And no matter what is happening with the world around you, if you love what you're doing, you need to be the one to decide to keep on going, and to, when things go wrong, take it on the chin and then keep moving forward.
Cool. That's the idea. And for you guys, it's really helpful and kind of crazy that I had to write an entire draft, and now I can look back on it because I have this completed thing, and I can pick it apart in a different way because it's like there. So encouragement to make completed drafts, even if you don't aren't in love with them, because there's so much more you can work with once you have that out there.
Good advice.
Exactly. Yeah. Sweet. That's me.
Cool.
Anyone else have stuff?
Yeah, I do. Oh, let's see.
I'm Aiden Smith. I'm a senior in college.
One thing I've been doing is I've just been writing kind of like a little side story just because I wanted to keep writing, even though I don't have a thing I'm explicitly working on right now. I'm just kind of writing first thing that comes to my head. I'm trying to write at least a little bit a day on it, even if it's like 10 words.
A big one for me before college was Dream the Inferno, which was a kind of like a comic I was trying to make. It was kind of like a dream of mine in high school to try and make a manga or something that could eventually become like a show. And that's what I was super duper set on. That in particularly has kind of not gone the way I wanted it to. I've tried a bunch of different avenues, but I've just kind of realized over and over again that I'm not telling the story that I wanted to share with it. It was supposed to be like an action-packed, like really kind of like a battle anime almost kind of thing, but it didn't end up being that. I just started getting like further and further away from what I wanted it to be, so I've shelved that one in particular. I'll probably revisit it again one day because that's like personally important to me. Since then, I've just kind of been working on smaller projects where I've started writing like a few short stories. I'm working on a game document right now, a game called Dromvale.
I've been playing around with the idea of making Zelda D&D something like an actual story, but the problem with that is it's too Zelda to make its own thing. So I kind of like, I played around with the idea in my head, but I really have to remove it from a lot of the key points.
The time I felt like the best at storytelling was with Zelda D&D. That was when I was putting the least amount of like effort into it. Where I'm like, oh, it would be cool if we did this. And then like I mean, I feel like a lot of people heard about it, but it was just because I liked doing it. And that's why I dropped Dream the Inferno, because I felt like I was doing it for a different reason at that point than just for the love of the game. I'd say the biggest thing, though, was, like, I was reading it, and I'm like, I wouldn't want to read this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put time into this if I was a reader. And it was more like everything I saw in it, I was like, it's like, this is so whatever for me. And maybe that's like a go back and re-edit it thing, or maybe it's a shelve it and write something else that's better. First and foremost, it's got to be for the love of the game. Yeah. Just kind of like as you just said and you just said. But on top of that, there's no harm in having ambition and being like, I want more people to see this.
I remember when I was a kid, I wrote like I was like, oh, it's my own story, and I was reading it, and I'm like, wait, this is literally beat for beat Lord of the Rings. And like literally everything that happens.
Was it a magic necklace?
I think I made a wizard named like Gary the Brown.
Creatively, as I said before, I'm kind of at the middle of the crossroads. But my goal one day would be to have written stories that a lot of people enjoy. And I don't really know how that's going to look, if that's like a book, if that's a game, if it's a show. I just want to make something that people can enjoy and feel that it's impacted them for the better. That's kind of the end goal for me. I'm not sure if that's tomorrow, if that's a year from now, if that's 10 years from now, if that's 20. I think as long as it happens in my life and I keep working towards that, then I'll be happy. I think it helps remind me where I started and where we are now, and then trying to encourage me into the future on what I'm going to do. But the thing that it doesn't help with is I need to figure that out myself. There's nothing that anyone else can do that can answer those questions for me except for myself. But it's giving an environment where I can think about that stuff and question what I really want to do.
I did want to mention, you're not keeping the other project a secret, right? I just don't want to spoil it if you are.
I think we know what you're talking about.
This one right here that I just submitted. This one.
Let me whisper it to you, just in case.
Oh, that one's not that one's not a secret.
Oh, okay.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one? What is it?
His thesis.
Oh, Dromvale, yeah.
Dromvale, which is pretty cool. I can actually made a whole little presentation on that.
I think it's just important to, especially for keeping yourself going, to look back at what you want to be, how far you've come, and stuff like that, and what you got to do to get even further. We did a thing last night that our friend Ben kind of showed us, where you write down a bunch of adjectives, a bunch of nouns, and a bunch of verbs that kind of encapsulate you or what you want to be. Then you pick the top 3 of those, and there was a third part that we didn't get to, but I thought it was kind of cool seeing the things that you value the most, adjective, noun, verb wise, kind of on paper, because I know we kind of cross-referenced ours. We had very different kind of words that we put down, and it was interesting to see like the reasoning behind that for both of us.
What did the class have to say about it?
Oh, they liked it. They thought it was really cool. Someone asked me like what was like the reason why I was doing it, and I was like, in all honesty, there is no reason. I just wanted to do it because that was the thing that was really like tripping me up. I was like, everyone else has like these like crazy causes of doing it for. I'm like, I just want to do it, so I'm just gonna do it.
I mean, that's as good of a reason as any.
Yeah.
Incredibly valid.
Like, everyone else is kind of doing something like kind of more centralized to like a cause.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, well, this kind of sucks. That I'm literally just like...
The reason is I want to make something, and if I make it something that needs to be graded, I'll actually do it.
The reason being just to make it is a reason.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
For everyone watching, stay tuned. Hopefully, there'll be a lot more to come.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. You've been doing good work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright.
All right, who else has got stuff?
I have things. Yeah, this second chapter, I had to go back through. This is on her suggestion. I had to go back through and rewrite how one of the characters spoke when they were written. Reading it, it's very one-sided. The main character kind of mollywops the other character, but I want to explain why that happens later on.
I could add in real quick that I read something about accents, and they said that you never want to sacrifice.
I've discovered that I need to cycle where I have this, I have working on Destrea Part 2, which I have the first session kind of planned out, and like a cool boss fight.
Probably wondering why I've been moving a camera around. I'm making for my final project in my documentary film class. I'm making like a documentary about Right Knight. So I probably talked to you all about it like a million times. But I might be interviewing some of you this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. So there's that.